International Affairs Editor Leela Jacinto. Leela, great to see you as always. Is this visit all about securing military contracts?
Well, it's not all about it. As Emerald was saying, it is officially they talk about, the 25 years of the France-India strategic partnership. I mean, who knows this, right? But they can, but they keep mentioning it in every communique. Why? Because it's actually important. And what's really important is that the basis of this relationship between these two countries is multipolarity. And this partnership was signed in 1998 when India was under US sanctions for its nuclear tests. France did not condemn those nuclear tests. And in fact, there's been so much of close cooperation in the civil nuclear industry as well. So, I mean, New Delhi looks at Paris as a power that has always sort of balanced the US and Soviet Union and Russia, and France looks at India as now a critical arms buyer, which is very good for French employment figures.
That's true. Now let's talk about what you do, because you write for France 24's website, and you wrote two pieces in the run-up to Modi's visit. What were they on exactly?
Well, it's a two-part series, and broadly I would say the first part is on soft power and the second is on hard military power. Now, the first part is basically asking the question that a lot of French opposition leaders are asking right now, which is, what is the message of inviting Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to give them this privilege on Bastille Day, which marks the anniversary of French Revolution, which is the victory of the will of the people and the liberty of the people to express their dissonance, at a time when, under Narendra Modi's reign, there have been a very serious democratic backsliding. This pertains to discrimination against India's Muslim minority. Narendra Modi heads a Hindu nationalist government, clampdowns on the press and on dissent. So in my piece, I can't get into details. You've got to read it. But I actually interviewed the daughter of what is known in India as the whistleblower cop. This was a police officer who was in Gujarat in 2002 when anti-Muslim riots broke out. Narendra Modi was the chief minister at that time. This is more than 2 decades ago, but it still haunts Narendra Modi. And so I tie it up with the whole issue of French soft power and what message does this give. The second one is actually looking at the Indo-Pacific region and China. Both India and France have a very close relationship in the Indo-Pacific. China is never mentioned, but India is seen as a counterweight to China. But increasingly, there are experts in the US as well as in France asking, well, by betting on India to counterweight China, is both the US and France making a strategic calculation? Because, India shares a massive border with China. And China is militarily much stronger than India. And, so India is always... China is militarily stronger than India. So India has to really balance its reactions to China. Unlike in the US and in France, New Delhi acts in its own security and strategic interests, which may not be in the US's interest. So, would India really get into a defense alliance like the type we see in NATO with the US? Never, right? New Delhi has to look after its own interests. So this is what this is examining.